I'm not the one doing it, so.
I worry about like how widespread this is going to become, who the ordained ministers are going to be. I just,
I mean, in theory, that would be up to the church once their license was approved, or their recognition was achieved, rather.
So it seems like anyone who wants to be ordained as a minister would have to go for the mayor's office. It's not decided by the church. It would be each individual minister. So that's good.
That's the check, right?
Yes.
okay.
So they can't just add random people to their
Correct.
list.
And we are in agreement that the impersonation of a clergyman is a thing that we want to put forward as well.
Not the bottom
Absolutely. If this were to go forward.
Admittedly, if we are allowing any amount of privilege, we kind of have to check that.
Now,
but at the same time, if there's just a way to verify that they're a minister, then
are we requiring mandatory reporting?
No,
because there was back
written.
and forth. Not okay.
Juno. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for this. Yeah.
You gotta come back. I'm writing the other vehicle shit. Just do me last.
So
Okay.
it's 1-1-1 currently, basically.
Yep. Philippa, what was your vote?
This is I was still going back and forth. But at the end of the day, if you want to oversee it, it's something that some people are interested in. Even if it is not used much, fuck it, I'll go yay.
Okay. Juno?
I'm gonna go yay. I mean, we try it out. I mean,
yeah,
we hear what the public says, and I mean, the worst possible outcome to this is we
That's on
delay
him.
the date if it doesn't go.
I didn't hear anything. I'm just gonna say.
But before we
aye,
continue,
Captain.
as well, I could throw a line in there about the council or the mayor having the ability to dissolve these things if they turn into like these corrupted hotbeds.
Hell yeah,
of,
good. Yes.
like just completely destroy them if they seem to be getting used.
That's where I was going with that. Yeah, that's exactly where I was.
Okay, yeah. If we do that, then I would be.
We bring this stuff forward and we can easily take it away. It shouldn't.
We
be all
didn't
that
really
difficult
add
if
any
we
of the
in
decal
unison
shit.
Agree or the majority agree.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
Is there snoring animation?
Amazing.
No.
Just shut them down if they're being dumb. Easy. Yeah. If anyone else has thoughts, if there's like something they have an issue
taking
with,
candy
I'm
away
so
from
sorry.
A baby and watching them fucking
the time.
cry.
But I got no issues with any other part of it if we're going to vote yes for it. Oh my gosh, I'm happy.
So I wrote, should the mayor's office believe that these organizations be utilized primarily for purposes of crime or subversion of the state? The mayor's office reserves the right to dissolve these organizations without question.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay.
Michael?
Aye, Captain.
Fuck it, yeah. Some people might really like this, and for the people that don't, it won't affect them. That's kind of what.
Yeah,
landed on
I
at the
really, like you said, Sunny really feels passionate about this. I do want to give her the shot, I guess. And then given the changes that we've made, I think that kind of puts some of my worries at ease. So I'm willing to give it a shot. Yay.
All right. Crane?
It is my belief that it's not my place to decide this. I think that if Max wanted to, he could just issue businesses licenses to these places anyway and make them legitimate through that avenue. I really don't care about what people do in their silly fucking robes and their sky fairies. So at the end of the day, I abstain. Don't care.
Wow.
So five pass, 2 abstain, one nay.
Who was the nay?
Me.
Martin.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, this passes. I will, for the sake of transparency, I will in the future write out the precise process that is required by this mayor's office for this to become a thing for people. I will be doing it fairly. I will be doing it in a way that will prevent potential abuse, because I think that kind of detracts from the whole spirit of this particular act. I'm not interested in allowing loopholes for people to abuse this.
Is this something for Jaeger
Okay,
again?
perfect.
Or am I missing something?
I think you guys will see that. It'll be fully transparent.
Oh yeah, no, I believe you completely. I'm not too worried.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're overseeing it, I like it.
Okay. Break, gentlemen, ladies.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I need time to write this vehicle shit.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Max, you need to call your son.
Does anybody have food?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm fucking starting to.
He's
decay
panicking.
over here.
He's downstairs now.
Oh, sweet.
Vending machine in the waiting room downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm on longer at my deputy mayor, like 2 months. I think this is our 4th meeting, so it's been a month.
Hi. I gotta go pee in the office.
Ugh, all of my stuff just crumbled.
All your stuff crumbled. Oh,
That's right. It was just one meteorite bar and a couple of bottles of water.
You can just run downstairs.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you saw. If we buy a vehicle, somebody's going to buy it under their name, and then we'll just have it transferred to the state.
I did see that. I'm sorry that I
Yes.
didn't.
No, you're
respond.
good. You're good. I'm just letting.
I didn't want to take a chance and wake you up, so.
You're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. We can get that sorted.
All right. Have do
pretty
people know?
No, we can bring that up.
Okay.
Especially if we start like having to, step out of here. And
Yep.
go on little field trips and things like that.
I hope it won't be a thing too often, but
Yeah, that's when I got robbed at Knife Point, it was literally I was going from the hospital to the clothing store right across the street.
oh yeah, it's
And the guy told me that people like me have no business walking around in the South Side unchecked.
that guy.
Yep. And I was like, I'm literally coming from the hospital to change my clothes. And he said, that's not my problem. I was like, okay, bud. Sure.
Yeah. I forgot what the one that's called. There's an 8-seater one that we might want to invest in as well.
An 8-seater?
Yeah.
How much does that cost?
Only like 30,000, I think.
Why don't we just get a blimp, and no one can bother us.
Nice.
I forgot what it's called. I know. Oh wait, actually, I can check. I can look up Reggie's profile. He has it.
Oh, there you go.
It's the Granger.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a 4-seater,
so,
but it has 4 like on the side.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to hang off the sides like that. It's not really conducive to.
Dakota, I'm sure that's fine, right? That's not gonna get us any sort of fines or
Reckless endangerment.
Nah, sure.
I mean, here
I would argue, if I was a lawyer, it's not reckless if you're under the speed limit.
That's fair.
I would also argue that we don't regulate the people that hang off of sanitation trucks. So.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Very true.
Means we can in theory have 4 people and then security. You can have your private security.
Are the Grangers in stock yet? Is that how this conversation started?
There was, and I don't know if there's more or if they
were
sold.
super cheap when I saw them before. So if that price stayed the same, they probably got bought out instantly.
Yeah.
So we have a shared garage now that we all have access to as council members. And so we were discussing purchasing a vehicle for us to share. It's in the parking lot out front.
The big parking lot, not the.
You referring to the Davis PD parking lot? Or is there a separate one?
No, there's a separate one.
Yeah.
It's on the same side, but just like right next to like the front. If you go if you walk out the front steps, go to the right, down the steps, and then like to the to the left there, that parking lot. But yeah, that's the council vehicle that we were discussing, so that we can all, use for whatever reason.
Correct. No, I don't see notes.
Oh boy.
What's up?
No, I'm a worrywart. That's all.
I'm worried I'm gonna get stabbed by the fashion police.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I don't think it's fucking unreasonable.
I literally watched a woman in stilettos and a mini skirt and a G6 shirt come in, complain about how her record with assault and battery and attempted murder of a government employee she shouldn't be considered a felon.
Attempted murder of a government
employee?
Yes.
That was a really
good
good
day.
Isn't she still working G6
What?
She said,
no, she's not anymore.
Oh.
She was saying, I apologize, so I shouldn't be considered a felon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Alex was witness to that too.
Yeah,
We
I
were
don't think
literally
that's how
just
that
sat there at
works.
the front desk going, what the hell?
It's crazy. Oh, we had our second firing for felonies. That was Sis, to no one's surprise.
Sis?
He didn't really work much anyway. He seemed so interested in being a doctor at first. Like he had to get custom made scrubs and everything for his big abs and all that. But
yeah,
he just didn't.
Who's
So.
first firing?
Pirate ship?
Pascal Dubois.
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
Hey, Philip, I mentioned the other name.
Was such an idiot. What was that?
Mention the other name. They brought up with his.
The other one's Julio, but he's appealing.
I still don't understand. How does Smash and
I
Pass?
know.
How do you
He was
win Smash
genuinely
or
one of our
Pass?
best doctors, so
Julio
we're
actually
forcing him to
works.
He's
appeal.
always there. I know, and he's such a good doctor.
Isn't a huge loss. He wasn't working, but Julio actually is amazing. Oh, we didn't even let Sis know in person. I called Julio and told Julio to let Sis know he was fired.
I was in the room with him. Sis was like, "I'm getting third party fired right now. I don't even get a phone call," and he was like freaking out about it.
I mean, that's just hospital policy, right? You could line item exception Julio if you really wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah.
God, I literally just like congratulated him and told him I was proud of him for how long he's been sticking it out.
You could do it.
It is a bad precedent.
Yeah.
It's the issue. So our rule is no violent crime, no violent felonies or drug related felonies. Is it? So we're already more flexible.
So
than
they
some
can't
places.
have felonies, just not violent ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Or drug related.
What was his violent felony?
The issue is the whole kidnapping and robbery is kind of inherently violent. You're like holding a weapon to someone.
Yeah, but
wasn't he trying to hold that jump
it's
for the
a little
longest?
bit violent. So it's don't get me wrong. I would love to make an exception for him, but that's a big exception. It's a big.
Was that the crime he got caught for? Was robbery?
It was robbing the laundromat apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Wait, are we really that down bad that people are going for quarters now? What the
Listen,
hell?
man.
I guess. Fuck,
Listen,
I don't know.
all right.
Oh, is that what they're taking?
I mean, what else is there?
No, I don't think so.
He also told me a
True.
great story about how he allegedly, because he's still trying to appeal and everything. So this is all very alleged. But hypothetically, he might have imagined that when he was trying to grab a hostage, the person said, "Fuck this, I'm going to bed," and ran away from him. So he hypothetically, allegedly, chased them up 6 flights of stairs and allegedly stabbed them.
Come on, that needs to be excusable. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Then the guy goes, "I told you I was going to bed." Just crazy. So that's a funny story.
What?
He was
They chased a
that one.
guy
He
that
also
didn't
said that
refuse to
later,
roleplay because he went to bed.
allegedly, someone said, "What happened to that guy who was going to bed?" And he said, "I took him to bed."
What the fuck did I miss?
Nice. Hell yeah.
That was pretty good.
No.
Yeah. So he had a hell of a day. It sounds like. But yeah, probably he's appealing. We'll see how it goes.
You can't.
Oh, I'm not holding that against him.
Okay.
That's
Good.
fine.
I was about to say.
It's that I understand, but no, it's the actual charges he's been.
They had somebody at their apartments and we'll run to bed. Oh,
He's not charged for stabbing the guy.
Why are
Well,
people
that's
so
alleged.
dumb? Like,
I'm curious
but
about that one.
I'm also. I don't think anyone.
just be like,
arrested him
I
for it,
would
so.
fucking love to be your fucking, your hostage, but I can't. I really have to go to bed. And if you bring me, I might disappear. Just be fucking clear about it. Don't be like, I am going to bed and run off. You've never seen crims RP with hostages? HOA does, and I don't know, did they roleplay with the person they kidnapped? For the ammunition one? Like, Reggie and everybody? I would assume so. Good. Yeah. If you explain it, people will be fine.
Oh, apparently also, I actually did talk to Pascal today. Apparently, the life of a criminal is depressing. He sounded. He kept being like, "I'm coming back," because I can't do this anymore. I'm turning it around. It's a bit late there, buddy, but
apparently when people are fired, they can't use the MDT altogether.
Oh my god! Wait, really? Oh yeah, that's
that.
They're like access is removed and they might have some issue. Yeah, I saw something about that.
I was talking to the MDT guy, and he said that it has less permissions than the default user.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I saw that.
So
and was
they are totally fucked right now.
That's so crazy. And obviously he can't work G6 anymore, so poor guy was just doing grime and did not seem happy about it.
What was the vote outcome on the religion stuff?
5-4, 2 abstained, 1 against.
Malkin was a no, Nakota and you abstained, and then everybody else was a yeah.
We return.
Hello.
What's next?
Those were my 2 things. I'm still ironing out my patient privacy stuff. It'll be so simple. It's essentially only to protect information going on the docket. I don't want people getting arrested for like just saying someone's medical information. So that shit gets dumb fast. So that'll be simple when it comes. I'm just ironing it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was anything specific, but I think you told me, Dakota, that like weights and were something that you all could be on the lookout for. We need to like discuss regulations for
there's
like
problems with that right now.
Yeah, I figured that's why.
I got some feedback that right now, because I had some officers go out and test it. Apparently, I went to the meetings and asked everybody to do it. The feedback I got is that apparently right now there are problems where the truck general cargo readout is declaring, for example, like the sticker on the side of the truck says this truck is rated to carry 1,000 kilos, for example. But apparently one
Instagram music
contract could be like 1,200 kilos.
I mean,
so
I hear it's a takeaway that we can just
problems
revisit
with
next week. Like, it's
yeah, I gotta talk to the people who run the trucking industry and figure out what the hell's going on.
Never mind on those.
That was gonna be something I was gonna bring up in terms of charges, but yeah, there's issues.
Do we need to tackle stuff from this unresolved then, or is there anything new that people have?
Yeah, there's still. I'm going through right now and tagging everything that we've discussed. Max has the standardized time uniformity, the marriage registry. Did we approve DRIP and VDM?
We approved DRIP, and VDM is getting like it was approved, but it's not like in
a very modified
rewritten.
Yeah.
Do you want me to rewrite
Did DRIP
it?
get rewritten, or is DRIP just as is? What's the deal?
DRIP was as is, and it can be figured out in court.
Yes.
Okay, and we all voted for that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
DRIP was
abstained.
7-1
from DRIP.
Yeah, Martin was a no.
Oh, okay.
Not abstained. And
Who said no?
VDM was voted on and unanimously approved.
Do not unlock that door.
Don't open it.
Oh.
It was unanimously approved
Please
as
do not.
bringing back the unroadworthy vehicle charge.
Okay, so Michael, why don't you take it on your responsibility to rewrite that one for the charge?
The VDM one?
Yeah.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I have to dump all of this down into like a.
So looking at what I've worked through, and I've tracked the votes on them too. The outstanding that are in the city council documents are the unresolved from the last meeting, which Max has already stated we should do at the end.
Mhm.
So the three things we have on our plate are standardized time uniformity, marriage registry, and Parks and Rec. So Max, looks like you're up.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying very hard to sit in my seat right now.
You're doing great. We believe in you.
It's hard.
It is. I get it.
Okay. Time to clear up some nonsense that's been the case for as long as I have been in Los Santos. The discrepancy in time, insofar as like how a police officer will charge somebody, they'll say 30 months, but they go to Bolingbrook for 30 minutes. It has been a strange and pathetic attempt to kind of emulate what transpires in other places in the world. It has been completely ridiculous at points, with people claiming to have been in prison for hundreds of years, despite being 20 years old, because they weren't actually in prison for 20 or 200 years. They were in prison for 200 days.
My cousin is 116 years old.
Yeah, but they're not, though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wrote a document. It's kind of far down the list right now. That is, I wrote my thoughts out pretty well. If you guys want to take a minute to read it, if you haven't read it yet. Anyone not read this yet?
I have read it. Yes.
No, I read it last night.
I did read it days ago.
What do you think, Dakota?
Which one are we looking at?
Because you're a cop, so you're sending someone up to Bolingbrook, telling them they're going to be there for 20 months, but
oh, this one,
that in 20 minutes or whatever they're going to be back out on the street, right?
You want me to be honest?
Please do.
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
my thoughts initially.
So I wrote, punitive times have largely been exaggerated for little purpose beyond adding an artificial sense of severity to a crime that does not truly represent the length of time truly spent in prison. Only in instances of penal punishment do the people of Los Santos refer to days as years and minutes as months. The purpose of this document is to establish and bring into line punitive times with times recognized as standard by the populace at large. So why pretend? Why play pretend as a police officer when everyone else isn't? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, again, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm also not agreeing because it's sort of...
I think time is relative. And I cannot imagine a world in which
this one is hard to do because it's just weird
they
across the
spent
board.
7 minutes in prison is less weird.
No, this is our world. This is our city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what switches do I use?
I didn't imagine a world in which there's a guy who ran for mayor 6 times and he's never gotten more than 10 votes and he keeps doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. Morandi switches?
Both are weird. However, one is less weird.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's a balance there. So I was trying to
Wait, don't I have
how I felt about this.
There we go. There we go.
I don't know if I'm even for this change, but just as a potential concept so that people can discuss, instead of minutes and days, maybe we could find a middle ground to days and months or something, instead of months and then years. So downgrades.
I think
I'm trying to make this make sense.
No, I get what you're saying. I think for the sake of transparency, it's important to. Well, the average person is stupid. That's just the way that it is, and I also entertain the possibility of coming up with different terminology to describe this. I think it would create a lot of confusion.
Yeah, people would have to relearn.
Right.
Yeah,
and it would just lead to more confusion.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. Yeah. What you got?
Well, no. So, as an individual, I'm on like the abstain sign. Like I don't give a fuck. Minutes, months, tomato, rose by any other name. Like I don't give a shit about any of that. However, as head of bar, my position is that if people are stupid, as we've kind of said now and again, and they think that they're looking at months or years, that creates a sense of urgency in which they're more likely to request a lawyer, get a bench trial, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas if they're looking at 10 minutes in jail, that may encourage the let's get this over with type of mentality.
I can see that.
They already do that.
There's also it just gets complicated, but there's also the fact that our minutes. If you look at your phone here, every minute's passing pretty fucking fast. Time is very relative here, like very. So why can't it be with that?
Yeah, I think ultimately, I've said my personal piece. I think this change would affect the police most in their sentencing and procedures. So I'd like to hear what Nakota's like actual like unbiased opinion is on it, like one way or the other. But as far as like naming conventions, I frankly couldn't give a shit either way.
Nakota?
I'm going to abstain again.
Okay. I think the intention of this is pretty clear. I think it's important that we stop kidding ourselves about this. I think it makes more sense for the place that we live. And I think I'm going to put it to a vote. Yay. Nakota and Malton are abstain. Philippa.
I can't wrap my head around the minutes thing. I think I'm gonna go nay. I'm sorry, I wasn't quite convinced.
Brain.
Crane.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
What is there to wrap your head around, guys? You are sending them to prison for minutes. Minutes.
Sir, okay.
Whose idea was this to begin with the months and the years bullshit? It's never been that way, ever. Ever.
I think that it... Okay.
I'm 1,000 years old. I'm fucking Dracula, guys.
Congratulations.
According to the police department, I am a Dracula.
Yeah. Very spry considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how to approach this conversation. I'm abstaining.
Juno.
Yeah, I tried.
Yay. Fuck it. I get it.
Michael?
I'm abstaining.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna make a comment and just say that I think that
is it gonna break?
There's a lot of things that we discuss in here where we're trying to do what makes sense for us in the world we live in.
That's right.
Like, I think that this perfectly
is
aware of what he is saying, and I kind of agree, but at the same
telling
time,
other people how they should experience time. And I don't think that's our role, so I'm abstaining.
No one gets to say, hey, I live in a time-dilated plane of existence. No one gets to experience time differently. No, they don't. Everyone is the same, moving at the same pace through time. That is how time works.
Acronym?
Yeah,
Dakota.
Again, I
Can I just say one thing? I don't know if this is going to make a difference at all, but I was shot in the head a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
And then I woke back up in the hospital after getting medical care.
Wait, hold on. Were you shot in the head a couple of weeks ago or a couple of years ago?
A couple weeks ago.
What? Well, how many days ago was it?
I hate this.
I hate this. I hate this.
get where you're coming from. I do get it, but I cannot.
I think
no way
we
I can
all
wrap my
get
head
it.
around. Look through our charges and like.
Oh, we don't have Hammer anymore?
Attempt to murder a government employee or something. Congratulations.
It's
45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Hammer.
So what? Your alternative is to what? To lie to them? Because they're not going to be up there for 45 months.
I think we live in a very complex
society.
No, we don't. It's not that complex. Man, you okay? Counterpoint. Let's say let's obviously we don't adhere to legislation in America. Okay, how much time does someone get for murdering someone in America?
Depending.
Life in years.
Life in prison. Life in prison.
Why don't we hold off on voting for this week and maybe give it a little bit more
I want to
thought
vote
and push
on
it to
this
next week?
I want to vote on this now because it's clear cut, it's simple, it plugs a fucking stupid, i.e. the name, loophole in the system that people have been parading around as being something that is relevant, despite, as proven by Nakota just now, saying that he was out for weeks. When it should be, by definition, in accordance to the way that the police department has been enforcing the law, it should have been years. Why don't we just all get on the same page?
I think a vote
because
has started.
The thing is, we are all on the same page, and everyone's on the different page to what you're trying to change it to. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, why are we forcing people to change what's already pre-established?
This council is an exercise in future proofing. By that logic, we need to be open to making radical change. Otherwise, we fall into the same pitfalls that happened to the last government. Mm-hmm. Eventually, there are going to be people who come in from the federal government who are like, all right, guys, listen up. You know, clearly this council thing's not working out because you guys just can't get your thumbs out of your ass and try something new. We're fighting ghosts.
We've done new things every single time so far. I don't know about that.
Okay, the current wording and sentencing, isn't that put in place to, I guess, denote the severity of the charges?
That was my
so they would make more sense logically, but in
I think a vote has already been called. I don't think we should keep discussing this further. But to that point, I would argue that under our new system,
this is a hill he would want to die on. Yes,
is what's 100%. More severe now, not the time. I think ultimately, we've had, I think, 3 abstain so far. I think people should vote how they feel because I think it is pretty straightforward one way or the other. And if this has to be the first thing overturned by the feds, then so be it. But a vote has been called. I think a vote should be finished.
I
Michael,
think we should get to speak through things if we have concerns.
I do agree that all discussion should be done before a vote is called, but once a vote is started, I think discussion should stop. But that's a procedural thing.
I wasn't done there, but yeah, sure. What you got, Michael?
Oh Jesus, what do I got? Is it gonna? And this is I don't know if I can ask Crane this. Is it gonna cause issues internally at all?
I mean, I have to change every fucking charge to say minutes instead of months.
I volunteered. I volunteered to go through every single one of those charges. If you give me the ability and power to do so, I would be glad to do it.
All right, so I'm gonna. I think everyone agrees with you, Max. I will say, yay, if we can get it pushed through and make people stick to it.
Good. No more time dilation. Everyone is moving through time at the same pace. Everything is good now. The universe is in balance.
What is Eda's vote for the record keeping?
I abstained.
Oh, okay.
That's everybody crazy. Abstained except for 2 people who voted yay, and then 1 nay.
No, 3 people. Yeah, 3 people. Nay. 3 people voted yay.
Max, myself, and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up for trying it, but I don't.
It was 4 abstained, 1 nay, 3 yays.
I don't know if he's gonna get it approved, honestly.
Good. I'm glad to see that this particular discussion did not take more than 60 months to go over. Next.
My God.
Hey, fair enough. All right, what's next?
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if he's actually going to be able to get it done, but we'll
I actually don't know what's next.
The registry?
Which registry?
The marriage registry? Or is that just like, is that there for note-taking purposes only?
That's there for people to track new marriages and stuff. So whenever someone gets married, like a judge will pop in here and be like, hey, you know.
So,
oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
That should probably be moved over to DOJ stuff.
Yeah, we
I don't
just
think
convert
they can
that
see
to a
that.
DOJ doc so the judges can
Yeah.
see it.
Okay. Is that possible to move a document like that?
Somebody will just have to make a new document.
Just make a document, copy paste, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty small right now. So
yeah.
We have the Parks and Recs from Juno.
Oh, that's just moreover from my note. It's very early on. It was just an idea within the mayor's office as a like
what should we make the
fine? Like
fine?
a department itself.
Should we make the fine?
It's just
1500
ideas
against
right now, rather than anything solid. So give me one moment.
Did you want to wait to go over this?
I mean, I could give a brief TLDR.
I said 2K.
Gauge
we'll
what
make
you
it
guys
2K
think
though.
of it.
Hold on, I got one question.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing about the phones?
What phones?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Open up your
about
phone.
That.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Look at the minutes roll by.
See, that's what I was saying. That's the argument I made. Is that time is very distorted.
Who gives it? No one uses that as a metric for judging how much time they're spending in the city, man.
Well,
no one does that.
We use.
I know some bail officers who have used that in the past, but
25 it is.
That was my argument. Is
okay. All right. So how many hours are in the day then? How many hours in the day then, according to our phone?
We're gonna have to sit here and find
out. I don't know.
Because apparently there's like 80 hours.
It's about 10 seconds for every 2 minutes incident.
What was the charge again?
So multiply.
It was
what fucking dumbass bail officer was using this shit?
Operating a.
No one uses this.
Autopsies as well. We call out the time of death, local time.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's the one thing that we're all on.
That we use UTC, do we not, Crane?
That's a Nick Simone thing.
That's Nick.
That's an IT likes to use.
Yeah, that's the MDT thing.
The MDT has a GMT timer. Is localized.
Yeah, GMT.
Oh yeah, it's called GMT. Yeah.
GMT. Can anyone check if that time in the MDT right now is current to?
It is current right now.
MDT is different than the phone.
Yes.
Fuck the phone.
Which is why things are,
Fuck the phone.
Things are a bit different.
I mean, you would just say
areas of the city.
Law that passed like time per like what states in the MDT or some bullshit. I don't know.
But what I mean is, Max, are you seeking to have the phone reprogrammed?
No, because no one uses it. It doesn't even need to be that way. No one is checking their time like that, man.
It dictates, if it's light or dark outside, it can change whether or not you do. Yeah, I get what you're going for.
That makes sense.
Yes. So we should stay consistent if we're trying to make it make sense everywhere, I guess is what he's saying. Like, why? I don't know. Why, if you go to prison for, I don't know, an hour, like, it was nighttime twice in that, like, things like that.
Yeah, it is weird, huh?
It is. Yeah.
So, Juno, about the Parks and Recs thing, are you planning on presenting it today?
No. I don't mind gauging people's opinions of it by giving a brief TLDR or just holding off until next week. It's pretty bare bones at the moment. I also don't think it needs to be anything too detailed. I think it being quite, simple and bare bones is absolutely fine.
We need to rename this. It's not a VDM mandate anymore.
I have a Proposal to amend the expungement process to make it cheaper for now, to go up later. I think 500,000 is a bit too much of an ask. I don't think that's enough. I think it's too much for one person to realistically and feasibly achieve in a short amount, or not a short amount of time, like a reasonable amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So I want to lower it. I was thinking 150 or 100,000 for the first one. I want the second expungement and the third expungement to stay the same, because at that point, you know, they better work for a second or a third chance or a fourth chance or whatever. What are your guys' thoughts on first lowering the first expungement to 150,000 for now?
Are you thinking of I don't want to say like baked into the legislation, but do you want it to automatically go back up after a certain amount of time, or is that just for like a future consideration to up it again?
I would be for having the ability for it at a certain date to go back up to 500,000. If we want to pick out a certain date right now.
Also, does it act now?
Yeah, I would if we're gonna roll it back to 150, I would be okay with that, but I would also like to add in that every crime that they're having expunged from their record, I believe the monetary value of that should also be included on top of the 150,000.
We never had that initially when it used to be like that. So do you just want to change it for only the first one, or change it?
Yeah, we did. Oh,
did?
sorry. For this legislation, sorry.
Yeah, for this one. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
For this one, it was just a flat cost. Do we want to make it that as well?
What would be the second if we're gonna adjust it for the first, Max?
I'm talking specifically about adjusting the first expungement.
I wrote something up in the amendment.
I see that. So I like that. I like a 100K more if we for the first one, if we're going to take into account the what was it? It was 20% of all felony charges or whatever in the old days or whatever.
What's the report where this amendment?
It's 1612.
I mean, I'm not considering how expensive we're making it. I'm not against not having it be percentage of crimes, because then the judges don't got to do all the math. That just takes the burden off them. But if you would like to argue, that's fair enough. If you would like to argue that it should be more, because we wouldn't do that in Dakota, obviously, you know.
What if we make it a range, like let's say like 75 to 125, and it's like, you know, judicial discretion what they want to charge in line with like the rest of the expungement process. You know, if they have a lot of felonies on their record, you know, they got to pay a little bit more for that first time around. If they only got, you know, one, they get that base 75K.
I like that. Crane, what do you think? Were you listening?
Yeah, it's
like that mulligan first thing could be if you have X amount of felonies or less type thing, or it's not an option anymore.
I mean, I still like it. It kind of goes for. I like the idea of like dropping it temporarily, but you know, just making it a range that the judges can decide.
If we feel it's too high, why are we just dropping it temporarily?
More people are accumulating more money over time.
Yeah, they'll have the cash eventually. I can see that.
Dang, we are good now.
But the Crane suggestion here is actually not dropping it temporarily. It's adding essentially a mulligan, something before the first $500,000 that people, adding another layer of protection for people who may have made one mistake and do not have the time to work for that much amount of money, right?
What idea of that one would only be like, say, 3 felonies or less?
I would need more. If that's meant to be the mulligan because I made a mistake, one incident.
Correct.
Well, no, wait. Why don't we just do it so the mulligan is only for offenses on your record prior to the enactment of the amendment? So, because what happened is people committed felonies, and then we put in the expungement process. They're like, holy fuck, I can't make 500 grand. I'm screwed. So we say, okay, if your felonies are from before this amendment date, 2/17/24, it's only 100 grand. But if you go out now knowing that it's 500 grand and you commit felonies, well, that's just on you.
I like that better.
I like that.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's
I'm down
good.
with that.
So
I'm in favor of agency.
You're changing the
so.
parentheses to only applies to felonies before today.
Yeah, because I want people to have agency in their decisions, and I think in fairness, we made the expungement process after they had already made those bad decisions. So,
I agree with all that.
The people of Los Santos, thank you for your wisdom.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's I don't think we need any additional restrictions on that Mulligan one.
No, I think that's fair. If we're doing this, we don't need more restrictions. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Sick. So we call it. It shouldn't be called Mulligan. What are we gonna call it? One-time forgiveness.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, so is this going to be the mulligan applies to people before we originally enacted the
amendment? The amendment.
No, the amendment,
right now.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's more than fair. If people
wait, anyone that commits anything after this is announced, full fair, but it's going to be 500 grand.
Yeah. Then it's just on them. So fair enough.
Yep.
We're gonna make a lot of money on this, I think.
I agree.
Really?
That's true. I like that.
I'm just chilling, you know, don't mind me.
Cool. Any nays insofar as this amendment is concerned? The amendment passes to the expungement process on 2/17/24. Excellent.
What do we do with Parks and Rec?
I think Juno wants to take more time for it, right?
She's cooking on it.
Yeah,
I was
cooking on it.
distracted.
It's honestly, it doesn't like I said, it's probably still going to be something super simple by the time I'm finished with it, rather than anything super detailed or thorough.
Marriage registry is just a back-end thing. Just going to create that for DOJ docs.
Yep.
Michael rewriting BDM mandate.
The what mandate?
VDM.
I am almost done with it. So if you want to give it a read and see if that is simplified enough, I'm just adding one last bit to it. I'm
just tagging everything so I know what's what.
I have something else that's not written. I have it in my notes. Okay, let me explain this problem to you guys. All right. People work for Group 6. They spend money on a truck. They catch a felony down the line. They still technically have that truck in their name.
I think
but they can't pull it out because they can't work at Group 6 anymore. I was thinking of a process for these people to sell back that vehicle, maybe at like 50% of what they paid for it.
The rot thing.
And to have some sort of back end ability for them to do that. They can't pull it out.
I think that the mulligan covers that.
Why is he on the ground?
That shouldn't be rebated for decisions.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with the way that the mulligan turned out. So I think that
this is I have a specific question from Dakota. I mean, if they were wanting to sell the vehicle, if that's something we were even okay, couldn't they do that with PD assistance technically?
To be fair, I've been approached about this several times because Pete correctly has kicked the judges.
I think he's
much like people that have died or people that are no longer for various reasons. We step in.
Cream.
Alan,
Cough pills. Cough drop. Cough drop.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed that was from the smoking.
It wasn't as bad at first.
Hi.
It's still there.
Hello. It's still pretty rough.
It wasn't bad at first, and then it got progressively worse. Okay, well.
Oh, Kermie.
I'm okay, guys.
Oh no. He talked all about getting us food. And then didn't feed himself.
That's why he was playing video games. I saw it.
That's even worse than like Dragon. That's like, what the fuck? That's even worse than leaving me in there. I could have been listening to T. Why? Now I gotta wait outside and listen to nothing. What the hell? What the fuck? That's toxic.
You deserve it. You were playing video games, bitch.
No, I wasn't.
Stop coloring.
Oh my god. It's crazy.
There was a very important discussion about minutes equaling months or vice versa, and he was playing video games the entire time. I saw it on my tablet.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe you didn't take very thorough notes on that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was it's not
good
enough. Go for it. Yeah.
Hey, I forgot to eat.
I'm not gonna pull out cards for people because
I'm fine.
They're banned from working from somewhere. If they take advantage of the book, then fine.
Oh, it's gone again. I can't hear you.
I think the gist is he's saying is the judiciary won't be facilitating, like they don't pull cars out just to facilitate a sale.
Yeah, that's not part of their job. Yeah.
Look, man, he's been smoking for fucking years. Okay, I've had to deal with this for a while.
It's okay. It's okay. Keep translating for me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. The VDM one should be done, I think. So if you want to mark it, or if you want to read it over. I get you just fine. It's just everyone else. Yeah, I guess.
You can?
Yeah, I can understand him, kind of. It's just you.
That's where I'm at. I can kind of understand.
Really clearly about it.
I hang out with Reggie a lot, okay?
Oh, you know what? That makes
That's
sense.
fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gotta go find the vending machines. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh God, where's the waiting room?
So I mean, with
literally
that,
just
you brought this up currently. So are you wanting to, I guess, keep advocating for like a facilitated sales system, or do you want them to go through like the Mulligan process?
So this wasn't even something I drafted up formally. It was I kind of threw it in my notes. The Crane's idea for this particular amendment to the expungement process is so good that I don't think we need to give them the ability to sell like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because what that's essentially saying is, hey, I don't want to pay for the expungement to continue working at Group 6. I just want to sell my trucks and continue doing crime. Yeah. So
fair point.
I'm glad that the amendment to expungements as is now went through the way that it did, because it encourages people to rehabilitate and stay on the straight and narrow, which is perfect.
And it's still enough that it won't be easily obtained. So.
Let's see here. I got some other notes. Oh, Edda. This is. I just want everyone to hear this. How do you feel about the state funding events so long as they are required to provide full receipts for everything that they purchase, and giving them a small stipend, very small, for actually organizing and running these things?
For events open to all in the city? I am 100% for it, as long as it's not too, of course, too,
Yeah, I don't want them to squeeze us for money. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but I want them to be
happen too often.
Yeah, I want them to be rewarded somewhat for their effort, right? So
yeah,
you know I'm thinking, like, literally, like maybe like $3,000 to $5,000 for a guy that puts in a lot of time and effort into like organizing something. I want to draft up a process for people to present to you. I guess we can work on that together. And I don't think it needs to be a council thing to approve. Like you'll be able to look at the amount of work they're putting in and be like, hey, this is legit. I'll fund you, and you get a little bonus for your work.
Yeah, no,
this could also tie in really well with the Parks and Rec thing.
Okay, well then, me, you, and Juno can fucking work on this. That's just something I wanted to say before I forgot.
Yeah, because I know I've been attending quite a few events around town, just to see, what kind of scale they're at and they're working on. And I've already seen a lot of people putting in a lot of really consistent events that are good and well liked.
Basically, having
I have no problems with that at all because I think we need more to do in the city, 100%. So
sure,
I am 100% behind that.
Oh
fuck, Cream's not here. He's probably taking a nap, right?
Yeah, he might be. Yeah.
You could have died. We don't know.
Maybe.
It finally happened, guys.
The rapture got him.
What would the benefit of that be?
Just so you have I guess I don't want to say protected areas, but what'd you say? If obviously if we're gonna have a Parks and Rec wing, then we could have areas that are officially designated as city parks or.
Yeah, exactly. Just hollowing out an entire building, having it just be a shell, and then they can rent it, build shit, and basically use anything.
I do need to think deeply about something for a moment.
Okay.
Including the Memorial Park.
There's another one on across the street from the hospital and the old Davis PD.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, I'll scout a bunch of them. I'll work on that this week, and then I'll see.
Hell yeah.
I'll take some
photos
there's also
that
too.
park.
Yeah, I know she wants it, but she wants it for different reasons. This would be for event stuff. People can rent a place and they can build something inside.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
For an event. No, it wouldn't be for a business. It would be a state thing. Yeah, I don't think it's an issue having it far away. If it's an event, people will show up. It could literally be one of the buildings down here.
Morning.
Oh, not these. That's the fucking hangars. The Maze Bank Arena.
Hello.
Hi. You sound better. Did it say a full sentence?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, way better.
Gotta be let out to be clocked back.
Say the brown cow jumped over the fence. The moon. Crane?
Oh, he might have to. Crane, you might have to leave the room and come back.
He might not hear us.
Oh. I just assumed he was ignoring me, guys.
Yeah, I was kind of assuming the same.
It might be his hearing.
It's always been a fantasy of mine to be a sex slave for 2 bears.
Wow.
All right,
yeah,
all
me
good.
too. Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
I thought that was better than the jumping over the quick round.
Okay, so you did hear me. Okay.
Yeah. That's a classic. That's internet literature.
I don't think I made it to that website.
I'll text it to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I have something that is important.
No. Why would they monopolize?
I haven't had the chance to speak to
why would they
Dakota about
monopolize?
this.
They rent
privately, so I'm
a
gonna ask
place
you
for a
here.
week to make an event.
How bad
There's
is crime in Polito right now?
Monopolizing it. It will be approved by the state, basically. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just spitballing.
Just in terms of like
something
frequency, policing ability, so on and so forth.
This is going to be a very cynical question, but can you all even patrol Polito?
Yeah, I was about to open up that can of worms, but because if we're saying is crime in Polito bad, that's in comparison to what? In comparison to the city? Absolutely not. The city is rampant 24/7. I mean, does crime occur up there?
Yes, just a
Is it to the
sandbox
same degree
warehouse.
that's going on in the city? Not even close.
Yeah, but is that like, and I don't mean to challenge you here, but is that like